Hey sis, I know it's been over 3 years since we last spoke, but I need a favor, so I'm just gonna come right out with it. You absolutely must come to mine and Valentino's wedding. Huh? Cassia, is that you? I'll send you the details later on, but for now, it's gonna be held at the Velvet Unicorn Hotel in Washington. I don't know your address, so just think of these messages as your wedding invite, okay? Why the heck would I come to your wedding, Cassia? This makes no sense. You seem to be forgetting that Valentino is my ex-husband. Why would I go to the wedding of the scumbag who cheated on me and watch him get married to the woman he cheated on me with? I'd rather have nothing to do with either of you for as long as I live, thanks. Honestly, how is it even possible that you think this is an acceptable thing to ask me? Are you doing it on purpose to try and upset me, or are you actually this dumb? Blah, blah, blah. When are you gonna stop crying over spilled milk, sis? Forget all that and come to the wedding. No way. Quit being so selfish and be happy for your baby sister. I know you know Mom and Dad aren't coming, which means if you don't come, none of my family will be there to watch me get married. Would you really do that to me? Would ya? Sure, I know that. I just don't get why you think trying to play on the fact we happen to be sisters would get me to come to your wedding despite the fact that I clearly despise you. Well, you're my sister, so I'm obviously gonna mention that you're my sister. God, you're annoying. If you don't come, the seats in the area for my family will be totally empty, which means you are most definitely absolutely coming, and that's that. I won't take no for an answer, so quit arguing and accept it already. Why am I only part of your family when it suits you? Toodles! I see you're just as stubborn and arrogant as ever. I'd have to be out of my mind to go to your wedding. Indigo, what are you doing? Where are you? Hurry up and get your ass to the wedding. Me and Valentino were struggling to get enough family members to come as it is. The last thing we need is you going all no-show on us at the last minute. People are gonna think both of our families hate us if you don't come and fill the seat we prepared for you. Look, sis, I'm serious. You have to come. Hurry up and get to this hotel now.
Oi, Indigo! Hey, I can see you read my message.
Oh, hey, Valentino. It's been a while.
I'm pleased to see you didn't block me. I know I might be your ex-husband, but that would just be childish.
Actually, I did have you blocked until Cassia started harping on me about how I had to attend your guys' wedding. I had a feeling you might try reaching out to me, so I unblocked you just in case. I could have just blocked you both, but I figured if I did that, she might start bugging my friends to try and track down my address or pull some other crazy shenanigans. I can assure you I'll be blocking you again as soon as I determine your insane fiancé poses no threat of causing a nuisance to my friends.
Threat? Don't be ridiculous. Anyway, forget that crap. All that matters is that we can message each other.
Did you want something?
Do I seriously have to spell it out? I think you know why I'm here. Me and Cassia are getting married today. We prepared you a seat in the family area, so if you don't come and fill it, we're gonna look stupid. This isn't the time for messing around, okay, Indigo? You owe this to your baby sister. I get that you're probably still not over me and that every day without me in your life must be a struggle, but that doesn't mean your baby sister deserves to get married without a single family member there to see it. Surely you can forget your petty jealousy and quit holding a grudge for just one day? This is supposed to be the happiest day of your sister's life, damn it!
2 corrections.
Huh?
Firstly, the idea that I'm still not over you is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Far from every day without you being a struggle, I feel blessed that you're no longer a part of my life, and honestly, felt like vomiting when I saw you pop up in my inbox.
What?
Secondly, my sister only has herself to blame for the fact that I have no interest in being there for her wedding. Why would you ask me to come and play happy families after what you did to me? Me and her are essentially strangers now, so I'd be nothing more than an actress, and an unpaid one at that.
Huh? Strangers? How could you be strangers? You're sisters, for crying out loud.
You don't seem to understand what I'm saying, do you? Wait, didn't she tell you?
Quit talking crap and get your ass down to this wedding at once!
Indigo, how could you do this to me? You're horrible. All of the family seats at the wedding were empty. I could hear everyone whispering about me, and it's all your fault. Are you really bothering me with this again? Seriously? Who bails out of their beloved baby sister's wedding at the last minute? You're sick in the head. To think you were the only family member I invited, you're horrible. Huh? Baby sister? But I'm an only child. Huh? An only child? What are you talking about? Wow, you genuinely don't know, do you? At first I thought you were just being intentionally obtuse or were too stupid to understand what I was saying. But you really don't know, do you? Did Dad never say anything to you before he died? Are you going to make a point? Unless you're going to explain why you think it was acceptable to bail out of my wedding at the last minute, I'm not interested in listening to your rambling. Well, let me start from the end and save us both a bunch of time. We're not blood related. Huh? What the hell? What are you talking about? That can't be. Wow, they genuinely never told you anything, did they? Dad said he was going to tell you once you turned 20. Good grief. Explain now. Sure thing. Let me start by telling you this. You're Mom and Dad's real daughter, and I was adopted. Adopted? Mom and Dad were having trouble conceiving and were just about ready to give up on having children of their own when they came to the orphanage I lived at. After visiting me for a few weeks, they decided to adopt me. Then, 2 years later, as if by a miracle, Mom got pregnant with you. That's why Mom and Dad always had a tendency to play favorites with you while leaving me to my own devices and doing the bare minimum when it came to looking after me. So between that and the fact they kicked me out 10 years later as soon as I hit 18, I had the adoption scrapped and I officially became parentless. I haven't had a family ever since. Basically, I'm not your sister and I never really have been. You're not my sister? Didn't you think it was strange when I didn't go to Mom and Dad's funeral when they died 5 years ago? Your Mom and Dad, I should say. Like hell, I was going to mourn them when they barely even bothered to raise me. Any relationship I had with you, with any of you, ended the moment I had the adoption scrapped on my 18th birthday. Ever since that day, me and you have been nothing but strangers, and that's how I intend to keep it. You have no idea how great it felt to know I'd never have to face the loneliness and isolation I suffered in that house with you all on the day I left. It was like this huge storm cloud that had been hanging over me evaporated in an instant. Oh my God! Which is why it felt like being punched in the gut when you suddenly showed up again that day 3 years ago declaring you'd stolen my husband before receiving the news Valentino was divorcing me. I spent every waking hour of the whole 4 months we spent going through the divorce proceedings wondering what I'd done to deserve it. My head was a mess, I was barely sleeping, I lost my appetite, and it felt like my entire world had been flip-turned upside down. Then, with the divorce over and done with, I finally pulled myself together again, determined to make the most of my fresh start. Now, 3 years later, at a point when I finally feel truly satisfied and fulfilled in my life, you show up out of the blue demanding I come to your wedding to pretend to be your sister so people don't think your family hates you. I thought Dad would have told you the truth on your 20th birthday, so when you first messaged me, I was like, what the hell? Why would she invite me as family when we're not even related? I came so close to blocking you right then and there, but I know what you're like, and I thought you might try to bug my friends to get through to me. But I didn't know we weren't related by blood. I thought you were my real sister. Yes, it would appear so. I have no idea why Dad didn't tell you like he said he would, and I guess we'll never know now. Unfortunately, that meant I had no choice but to tell you the truth myself. He's still causing me hassle from beyond the grave, huh? It's kind of ironic when you think about it. I can't blame you for not knowing, and I don't hold that part against you, but I hope you understand this means that me and you are done once and for all, Cassia. So, if we're not blood related... Right, your mom and dad were both only children, and none of your aunts and uncles are with us anymore. I guess if you really tried, I don't know, maybe by using one of those family history tracking sites or something, you could probably find a distant relative, but you'd still be total strangers, and I doubt they'd go out of their way to come to your wedding on such short notice just to fill a frickin' seat. Oh my God, you're right, I have no one! There isn't a soul left in the world I can call family! I have nothing further to say. We are done here. Indigo, no! Goodbye. Indigo, are you there? Where are you? I need to know where you are, like, right now. Huh? Why are you messaging me again? Listen, me and Valentino got a divorce. Jesus, seriously? But it's barely been a week since you got married. I know that, but well, that jerk was after my mom and dad's inheritance money all along. What? I don't know why, but he was convinced I inherited a bunch of money when they died 5 years back. It's like he had this wild idea stuck in his head, and no matter how many times I tried to set the record straight, he just wouldn't let it go. It got so ridiculous, I thought he was joking. But why would he think that? They were never particularly well off. I mean, they weren't poor either, but we hardly lived in the kind of house that wealthy people live in, and there were certainly no Ferraris in the driveway. Right, they did say they had a little more financial freedom after they kicked you out, but still, we were just an average middle-income household. It's not like they suddenly got rich after you left or anything. Nothing changed, and yet that asshole was dead set on them being secret millionaires or something. Actually, there was some inheritance, but it wasn't much. Really? I see. But no matter how many times I told him, he wouldn't believe me. He was convinced I'd inherited a bunch of money. The day after we got married, he said he was buying a new house and a Lamborghini and demanded I give him the money. Can you believe it? I mean, talk about jumping the gun. It was like he had this whole extravagant plan mapped out in his head before we'd even been married 5 damn minutes. When I asked what the hell he was talking about, he yelled at me. I know how much you inherited from your parents. Quit being such a goddamn tightwad. When I told him I didn't inherit enough to buy the new house and car, he flipped out, and so we got into a huge fight, and well, to cut a long story short, we got a divorce. Wow. Anyway, so that's what happened, which is why I was thinking of coming over to your place to live with you. Wow, are you kidding? There's no way that's gonna happen. I mean, it's literally impossible. Why? Oh, nothing's impossible if you try, Indigo. We're both totally alone now, right? It's not like we'd be staying together as sisters or anything. Just think of it as a room share type arrangement. Go on, sis. You know how convenient it would be. We could even start splitting the bills once I start making some money. That's not why it's impossible. It's impossible because I'm not in America anymore. Huh? I came to Malaysia on a work transfer. Initially, it was only supposed to be a 5-year stay. But I met a guy here. One thing led to another, and, well, we fell in love. I converted to Islam, and now we have 3 kids together. I'm gonna be in Malaysia for the rest of my life, Cassia. Oh my god, what the hell? No way! I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I ended up crazy sleep-deprived after dealing with your messages when you woke me up in the middle of the night on the day of your wedding. Time zones can be a bitch. Oh my god, so you don't even live here anymore? Oh, this is bad, bad, bad. But this means I'm totally alone without a soul in the world to rely on. Oh my god, this sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, what is it? I have no one to turn to, no one to lean on for support, no one I can even call a friend. Listen, Cassia, I'm not gonna pretend that doesn't totally suck for you, because it does. But even if I was still living in America, there's still no way I'd do a room share with you. Heck, you couldn't even pay me to. What? Why not? Do I seriously need to spell it out? Duh, I'm asking because I don't understand. I guess it's not such a surprise that someone with a tendency for destroying people's lives by stealing their husbands would also be totally lacking in self-awareness. Huh? What does that mean? Explaining it would be pointless. You have to think about this by yourself. Anyway, I think we're done here. We are? We're walking along different paths, Cassia. Shall we just call it a day here? There's nothing to be gained from dragging this out a second longer. But you're my big sister. No, I'm really not. Indigo! Goodbye, my ex-sister.
Indigo, are you there? Let's get married again. I've been doing some serious soul searching, and I think I'm ready to give things between us another shot. So what do you say, babe? Shall we reignite that old flame and dive back into our sweet love adventure together? You see, babe, life's just not the same without you by my side, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right between us. Me and Cassia got a divorce.
I live in Malaysia now, so I can't. Sorry.
Malaysia?
I'm here on a work transfer. I'm also married with 3 kids, so I'm probably going to be spending the rest of my life here, which is why the whole remarriage thing is going to be, difficult.
What? What the hell am I reading?
I heard about the divorce from Cassia, and I'm pretty sure I more or less know how it went down.
You did?
Yep, so I'm sorry, hun, but this ain't gonna happen how you thought it would.
Indigo!
Kindly never message me again for the rest of your life. Thanks. After that, I received a series of updates on the whole Cassia and Valentino situation from an old friend back in the States. Apparently, the whole thing started to disintegrate when Valentino quit his job, thinking he was set for life, having just married a woman in possession of lavish amounts of inheritance money. Of course, me and you know that that money never existed, and it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that hopelessly deluded serial cheater's world fell apart when he found out. Last I heard, he currently spends his days desperately looking for a job while the deadline on his overdue rent payments looms ever closer. As for my ex-sister Cassia, it turns out she was hoping Valentino would provide for her for the rest of her life, because she quit her job as soon as they started dating. Kinda ironic how they were both after each other for the same thing, huh? I heard from an old friend that they regularly bump into each other at the job center. And every time they do, security have to be called to separate their vicious fights, and more often than not, the cops end up being called. As my friend puts it, I don't see why they don't just stop being stubborn and go to a different job center. To be fair, she has a point. If they were genuinely done with each other, they'd stop, but I guess it really is like they say, misery loves company. These are just some of the philosophic musings I indulge in while reading my book, drinking my coffee, and eating scones out on the sun lounger in my backyard in the scorching Malaysian heat.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.